In this video, we're going to look at strings. Now, strings are probably the largest built-in class in Ruby. They have lots of different methods. We take a look here at the string method, and I'm using the RI tool to take a look here at string. So I just typed in RI and then the class name, and it again gives us the typical little description of what a string is, and it's an arbitrary sequence of bytes, typically characters, and we mostly use it to represent human readable information. If we get down here to the instance methods, you'll see that it's got a whole bunch of different methods that allow us to manipulate and play around with strings, and that's important because mostly what we do in programming, especially scripting type programming, is presenting information, modifying string information, presenting that back out. So to create a string, let's launch into IRB here. And a basic string, we can use a single quote. We open that, and this is a string. Let's type that. There we have a string. Now, I didn't do an assignment there, and I could go in here and do this. So once you have a string, you can assign it. So here, I created the string, and here I assigned a variable to point to that string. And now if I want to issue any kind of methods on it, I would use that variable. So I would say, let's try that one. So you can see that actually didn't do anything because it was already capitalized. Let's redo string here, and yes, I can reassign this, and I went lowercase. Now let's go back and capitalize it. You see it returns back a capitalized version of it. Now, did it change the original? No, it returned a new string that's capitalized. So these methods by and large are going to return a new string to you. They don't modify the original one. Now, another way to create strings is using double quotes. So this is also a string. And for the most part, if you're just doing simple stuff like this, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. However, what the double quotes, how they differ from using a single quotes, is that you can have variables and even methods evaluated inside that string. So let me, for example, do this. A equals, let's just do something simple like this. A equals world. So that's another string. So then I'm going to do a new string, and I'm going to use the double quotes, and I'm going to put hello, and then I'm going to do this. So what that is double quotes around this, and this is a hash, which is the character above the 3. Then these are curly brackets, which are next to the P, open and close, and then again the closing quote. What this does is, since this is inside the double quotes here, it tells the Ruby interpreter, hey, evaluate whatever is inside of here, then pack it into this string. So I'm going to hit return here, and there you go. It went out, got the value of A, and packed it in here. Now let's change A a little bit, and let me go here, and you see it says hello world and the W is lowercase, but I can do this. I can actually put a method in there and go ahead and have it run on that method. And now we see the W is capitalized. So this is a very powerful tool, allowing you to inject inside strings actual method calls and have very dynamic kind of strings going on. It's a very powerful tool. Now there's a couple other ways to create strings. Another way is to use the constructs of a $Q, and then if we put in something like this, whatever follows the $Q here is the delimiter. So that's the start of our string, and then this signals the end of our string, and there we go, we got a string. And the lowercase q signifies that it's a single quote. So this here is equivalent to this, using the single quotes. Now if I do this with the uppercase Q, that's equivalent to this right here with the double quote on each side. So that's the difference there. And again, whatever this delimiter is, you can use any kind of character. That's a non-text kind of character. It should be a bracket or something like that, less than sign or slashes or something along those lines. It can be any non-alphanumeric or non-multi-byte character. So finally, the last way you can do it is like a here document, and this is kind of a carryover from Perl, where you can do something like this. We're going to say string, and then you're going to go like this, and then we'll start typing here. And I'm just going to keep on typing some stuff until we get down here and I type in end of string. And there you go. It packed it all in there, and you can see it actually put in these line carriage return new line characters, so that if I was to print this out to the screen, it would actually print out formatted how I typed it in there. So that's just a little bit on how to create strings and play around with them a little bit. And in other videos, we'll look a little bit more in depth at formatting and manipulating strings.